Hello, readers and authors. I'm Patti Liszkay, here to welcome you to yourbookmybook.com. Today, we have the honor of talking to Spenser Stoner, the author of Ophelia, Demons, and Money. Thank you for stopping by, Spenser.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, tell us a little about yourself.
I was born in Reno, Nevada. I've lived there most of my life, except for a few years when I went up to Idaho. I came back here to Reno when I was around 19 years old, and I've lived in Nevada ever since. Let's see, I have 3 sisters. All of them have Hawaiian names, although, I'm the only one with not Hawaiian name because my parents couldn't think of one that didn't translate into beat me up and stuff me in a locker. But then my best friend that I've known since 2nd grade, I've known him so long that I consider him my other brother.
So he kept you from getting beaten up and stuffed into the locker, I'm hoping.
Yeah, he had a hand in that every so often. Let's see, I earned a black belt in the American Kempo Karate in 2006.
And after that, nobody dared to stuff you in a locker, huh?
Yes, there's not been a locker in my life
incident.
Since then.
Okay.
Let's see, I really enjoy teaching that, and then I really enjoy talking with other practitioners of different styles because it's really fun to hear the different perspectives about training and martial arts on the whole. Like any author, I imagine that that things like that, like a lot of what I've learned and here, I think it makes its way into my stories, and I like to think that my training has also made it so my action scenes in my books are more exciting too.
Okay, so you kind of stick to the conventional wisdom of write what you know.
Well, yes and no, because with Ophelia and stuff, I'm not a woman with magical powers and runes tattooed onto my back.
Right.
So I don't know what that's like exactly, but
okay.
I use what I know to try and make things feel a little more real.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So when did you first realize you wanted to be a writer?
Well, actually, I've wanted to be a writer since I was 12 years old, although admittedly it started with comic books. Mm-hmm. I was like really obsessed with X-Men back in the 90s.
You and a whole lot of other young guys, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not the minority on that one. Yeah.
Guys and girls.
Yeah, and I was reading when Chris Claremont was the writer, and the way he wrote, the characters just felt like they were real, and I felt like I really came to know them really intimately, all like as if they were real friends, and that really affected me.
Okay.
Let's see.
Do you have any other?
And because.
Go on. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that. Were you about to ask if I have any other hobbies?
Any other hobbies? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, because of my wanting to become a comic writer, I also started to learn how to draw. Okay. And because of that, and I'm not quite as disciplined in the drawing side as I am the writing side. So now I just use the drawing hobby to avoid what I call wandering mole syndrome with my characters.
Wandering mole syndrome. Okay, now you have to tell us a little about what that is.
Alrighty. When I was a teenager, I remember reading this book. I can't even remember the title of it now, but I remember reading this book where the main character, she had a mole on her shoulder blade, but as the storyline progressed, the mole moved to the side of her neck, and by the end of the novel, it was on her chin like as a beauty mark.
Okay.
And it had nothing to do with the story. It was just this little detail that kept changing, and it started to really annoy me by the end. So now I make it a point to draw all my characters to make sure their look stays consistent throughout the books, because That
right,
wandering mole really affected me.
Yeah, no, now I understand, and I think you are not the only writer who has been affected by wandering mole syndrome. So that's good. Okay, so did it take you very long to get the confidence to show your work to just show your work, to reveal your work to the world?
Yes, it did. I told you that I wanted to be a writer since I was 12.
Okay.
I am 39 now.
Okay.
And in between that time, until about, let's see, my first novel came out about 3 years ago now.
Okay.
And it wasn't until a couple of years before that I had the confidence to even show people who didn't have the same last name as me my stuff. So, but without them being very patient with me.
Okay.
And keep talking about how I wanted to do this professionally, but not actually showing it to anybody I didn't know. So their support, and they made it so that I finally had enough confidence to go out there and share Ophelia and my other characters with everybody.
Okay, so I think that's something, again, that many writers can identify us. So tell us about your book, Ophelia, Demons, and Money.
Ophelia, Demons, and Money is a fantasy story about a mercenary who's conveniently enough named Ophelia.
Okay.
Her entire life was erased by a demon who calls himself Dr. Ifriti. He tattooed her with enchanted runes and enslaved her to a league of assassins. In the previous novel this is called the Ophelia Legacy series.
Okay.
In the previous novel, it's called Third Life of Ophelia. I told the story of how she escaped that life with the League of Assassins. And in Ophelia, Demons, and Money, it tells the story of her life after she hooked up with a group of a motley crew of, shall we say, diverse personalities.
Okay.
And but the story doesn't just revolve around Ophelia in this one. It also has a storyline that takes place 20 years later. It focuses on a young woman named Apollonia, who's actually a daughter of one of the other characters in the past storyline. So actually, Ophelia, Demons, and Money is almost like two books in one.
Okay.
But it's how the two storylines are really interconnected that I feel is interesting.
Okay.
With the Ophelia Legacy series, I call them a series, but I worked really hard to make sure that each one can stand on their own. Because personally, I hate it when a writer, says the series is only going to be a trilogy, but then it stretches out to, like 7+ books, like George R. R. Martin. Oh, pardon me.
We didn't hear that. Okay.
And you have to read all of them to understand at all what's going on.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong, I like a good long series, but I'd like to be able to, to be able to understand an entire book's worth of story and put it into a context,
Okay, sure. And I'm sure your readers appreciate that as well. Speaking of readers, who should read your book? Who would enjoy what you write?
I don't really consider demographics when I write.
Okay.
I mostly just write whatever's interesting to me, and I hope other people care to join me. Usually, like if I describe my books to people, I kind of use the American movie rating system. So I would say to describe it to them as a solid PG-13.
Okay.
Because, there's violence, and in this book, there's some pretty bloody imagery. And it may seem odd, but I actually keep the foul language kind of a minimum.
Okay, well, that is an accomplishment these days, I will say.
Yeah. Well, but also, I would like to try and make the Ophelia Legacy series a little fun too, because I think the fantasy genre sometimes takes itself a little too seriously, and sometimes the characters can feel a little stiff and formal. So I can assure you that my characters definitely aren't stiff, and I don't know if they'd know formal if a fancy dress came and bit them on the tuchus. but there's a lot of action.
Did we lose you, Spenser? Hang on, I think we lost Spenser for a moment, but we are going to find him again.
YourBookMyBook.com, sponsored by The Window Man of Lancaster, Ohio. We specialize in energy-efficient vinyl replacement windows, entry and storm doors, vinyl siding, fascia and soffit work, seasonal patio rooms, kitchen remodeling, and countertop replacements. For your next remodeling dreams, contact us at 740-654-9583 or visit our website at www.windowmanoflancaster.com. The Window Man of Lancaster, Ohio.
Yeah,
Our customers
sorry about
expect
that.
the best.
I am
and
here.
That's what we deliver.
YourBookMyBook.com presents another great featured webcast.
That's all right. I don't know what happened.
OneTripToParadise.com.
It's like maybe to some of your novels and your books. Never know what's going to happen. So, but anyhow, hey, the good news is we're back again. So, did you want to say anything else about who should read your book, or did we kind of cover that topic? Didn't mean to cut you off in the middle of it.
Oh, that's all right. Well, I think we covered it pretty much.
Okay.
If anybody likes fun, violence, and a little bit of humor, Ophelia Demons of Money be right up their alley.
Okay, well, good. So, what would you like your readers to remember about your book?
Well, there's an old quote. I think it was Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. That people will forget what you do or what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So mostly, I want readers to feel as fondly for Ophelia and her friends as I do, because to me, they're more than just words on a page. They're almost real. They're almost real people, and when you introduce your friends to people, you really want other people to like them, and particularly because what they put me through.
Yes.
Get to the end of the book. I hope they put the readers through it too, and the readers really enjoy it.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, I'm sure they will. So, Spenser, what advice would you give to aspiring writers?
Well, this may sound cliche, but I would say to be true to yourself, because people can spot a phony.
Mm-hmm.
And it may take longer for some than others, but unless you're really a genuine person, like how I talk about not enjoying things that feel too overly formal.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I'm not an overly formal person.
Mm-hmm.
So if I tried to be stuffy, I don't think it would come off as very genuine, and people would eventually catch that. And unless you're really genuine with the reader, who you have to treat your readers like real people, just like your characters,
mm-hmm.
because they are real people, of course.
Yes.
But if you aren't genuine, I don't think you last very long professionally.
And that is very true. Okay, so speaking of readers, how can our audience around the world connect with you?
Well, anyone and everyone can go to my website. It's www.authorspenserstoner.com.
Okay.
Or I have Facebook of the same name, Author Spenser Stoner. And then my handle on Twitter is @AuthorStoner. And I just opened a new profile on Vero, which is, just look up Spenser Stoner and you'll find me there.
Okay, very good. And now the most important question of all, where can we purchase your book?
Well, all three novels of my Ophelia Legacy series, they're available on Amazon. You can also get them in Barnes & Noble, and if you happen to live in the Reno, Nevada area, you can actually, in the store, pick up some autographed copies in my hometown branch.
Okay.
Or they can go to...
Which store can they pick up the autographed copies at?
Oh, Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on Virginia Street in Reno, Nevada.
Okay.
But they can go to any bookstore, any street, and
Okay.
either go get the book or order it, or they can order it in for them.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, Spenser, thank you very much for being here. Enjoyed talking to you at yourbookmybook.com. Best of luck with all your writing endeavors and everything you do. And again, thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day.
Oh, thank you very much. You too.
Okay, bye.
Stay out of trouble.
MyBook.com, sponsored by The Window Man of Lancaster, Ohio. We specialize in energy-efficient vinyl replacement windows, entry and storm doors, vinyl siding, fascia and soffit work, seasonal patio rooms, kitchen remodeling, and countertop replacements. For your next remodeling dreams, contact us at 740-654-9583 or visit our website at www.windowmanoflancaster.com. The Window Man of Lancaster, Ohio. Our customers expect the best, and that's what we deliver.
Yourbookmybook.com presents another great featured webcast interview, sponsored by OneTripToParadise.com.